All right, you guys. So here's what's going on. Um, hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melhated! Welcome to another episode of Morning Tea, where we sit in our sleepwear and discuss current events. Today's tea is Vita Coco coconut water. It's my first time trying it. I don't think I'm going to like it. It's pressed coconut. But this is really what I jumped on here to tell you, is that we are apparently having our internet and everything changed today. And I got a text message saying that it was supposed to start at like 8:30, and I guess it didn't. And now they're here. So at any moment, my Wi-Fi is going to be shut off. so so that sucks. So I'm going to probably have to stop and come back on. I don't know when he's going to take it off. I don't know when it's going to come back on. I don't know anything. But like, I know this, and it messes up my whole morning tea situation. So I'm going to have to come back on later on, and I definitely apologize for that. But I just wanted to come on and have like a little bit of a conversation with you before it gets shut off. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Maybe it just needs to be cold. Okay, so like I just said, my internet's going to shut off at any moment. So let's just jump right into this episode. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is, and I also want to thank you, those of you on Instagram, for giving me inspiration on what to do. Akila obviously dropped her new book. I don't know if it's out yet, but she is posting about it on Instagram, and she looks absolutely lovely, and I'm going to buy this book. Akila obviously is a YouTuber. She's one of the bigger Black YouTubers. Her channel is relatively small, but her impact in like the world outside of YouTube is kind of large. Like, she's on the rise. She's a comedy writer on the rise, producer, and all that stuff. So I'm going to actually buy her book when it becomes available, because I love to support YouTubers and their endeavors outside and on YouTube. It's like this, one of the things that I love as somebody who loves watching YouTube videos. I super appreciate all the work that people do and the writing and everything that happens, obviously, because I know how much energy, time, and money it takes to do it. So I automatically just like love to support anybody who has book or merch or whatever. Okay, the first topic that I want to talk about, and this is something that someone told me on, I believe Lola told me this, it was on Instagram, about She's Gotta Have It. So She's Gotta Have It 2, which is a Spike Lee show based off of his 1986 movie called She Gotta Have It, of the same title. And he did it for Netflix. And if you guys watched it last year, you know, it was interesting. I didn't love it. I thought that it was like an older person who isn't quite up with the times, social stuff, especially when it comes for like polyamory and sexuality and stuff like that. I felt like it was their interpretation of what's going on as opposed to like what's actually going on. So it was like talking about something but not giving out the proper information. So apparently for She's Gotta Have It Too, it has some controversy because there's this comment about British actors and British actors coming over and taking American roles. And I'm never this like America first type person. But I can see why some people would feel that way. I can see why there would be some African-American actors, namely and loudly Samuel L. Jackson, who feels that they don't want British actors to come over and take American roles. But I feel like you have to understand this. Out of the movie industry, Hollywood is where everybody wants to be, regardless of if it's what makes the most money, regardless of the fact that, you know, I'm pretty sure AU has their own, every country has their own Hollywood, right? Obviously, Bollywood is huge, right? In India, Nollywood is huge in Nigeria. And, you know, the British have their own Academy Awards, and almost every country, I'm assuming, has some kind of entertainment or movie industry in which people are given rewards and people are thriving and people are making a lot of money. So it's not just America, right? There are Finnish, you know, actors who are millionaires because of being actors. You know, I'm assuming. I assume that it's the same. But on a global sense, Hollywood is where everybody wants to be. So that's the thing that I think Americans, especially the ones who are upset about it, need to realize is that Hollywood is still the place that they want to be. And there was a comment made in the show, which I don't know if this is true or not, that that British actors are cheaper. I don't know if they can pay a British actor less than they do the American actors because of their agency. You know, maybe an agency overseas or here will accept a lower rate or whatever. I don't know. But my thing is like America is the place to be, is the place that people want to be. And so you're always going to run into people from other countries trying to come here and either A, live or come here and thrive and make money in the American market. And I don't think that you can have the America first idea when it comes to that. And so in this conversation, like obviously fictional conversation between two fictional characters, she says that he says that British actors would be better to play African American roles because the British actors aren't encumbered with all of the like stress and trauma of being African American. And then she makes some sort of comment back saying that the character Nola Darling makes some comment back saying that she doesn't know how somebody so ignorant could be in such a good looking package, which is like crazy because they're both saying ignorant things. And that that the British blacks, like British was a part of the transatlantic slave trade a lot, and that the blacks in Britain right now have Stockholm syndrome and have like fallen in love with the masters or the captors or the colonists, and I'm just like, oh, wow, that's a really crazy, crazy thing to say. Like, I mean, and it's a really like blanket crazy thing to say because like the US, like if blacks that are in British colonies or old British colonies go to Britain, how is that them having Stockholm syndrome? Or is that going to Britain to make money to send home to their families? Like, So I don't necessarily know that it's Stockholm syndrome because that is like a really crazy thing to say. I do know that from going to London, I had to realize that the blacks there were coming from a different perspective than me. And I didn't think of that. So from my perspective, like I was there and I was like, where are the black people at? I would ask black people, like, where are the black people at? And there would be this like look at me of like weirdness. And I was just like, I didn't understand like why, the black people weren't like, oh, they're over there. It was more so like, well, what type of music are you trying to listen to? And I'm like, black music. But because I have a very specific like relationship with this country, a very specific relationship with my understanding of how black people maneuver through white spaces, like all this stuff because of being an American. But over there, I realized that like London or Britain from a historical standpoint at this point is not like Native American land. It's not like it's a land where everybody just came and like took and raped, like and pillaged and took over and like created it. They might have, but like a long time ago, because I was told that somebody else founded the island of like the UK islands or whatever, but the British ended up going there. And I don't even know where the British come from. Like, I don't know anything about British history, actually. That's something I learned. But then I was like, oh, this is also like the British land. Like, this is not like native land. And then the whites came and killed everybody. And then they brought all the other people and the other people just like thrive on the top. Like, it's a different culture and it's a different way. So like, there's different pockets. Like the Jamaicans are in their pocket. Then there's like the Africans and West Africans, I guess, in their pocket. Like, so I had to tell them what kind of music that I wanted to listen to so they knew what pocket I was trying to come at. Where I was like hip hop and they were just like, well, we have Afrobeat over here and we have reggae over here. And I was like, so he sent me to the hip hop place, but there's like white people there. And I was like, no. So anyway, somebody later informed me just about the culture and how it's different for blacks in Britain. It's a different vibe, right? Which is something I didn't know at all. So like, I feel like for any American to try to speak on what's happening in Britain with the blacks, like, I'm like, we don't know. We don't have an actual understanding of that because we have a different history when it comes to that. So anyways, thank you guys. Thanks Aspasia for loving my hair. So anyways, that is what I think about that. I think that Black Americans need to chill with all that. Like, who cares that, that Black Brits are coming over and getting work? Like, I know, write your own stuff. Like, I feel like the answer isn't denying people access to America in order to have Americans be first. I think the answer is creating more content so that everybody can eat. And that's going to be my response to everything across the board. All right. What have you guys been saying? Season 2 of She's Gotta Have It is lacking. Why are her ex-lovers even really there? I didn't watch it at all, but I don't know that I want to. I don't know. I just am like, I didn't like season 1 because I feel like it made it like she's polyamorous. She's obviously bisexual, but they made it seem like she was choosing women over men, and maybe that there are some people out there who choose that, right? But then there are some people who don't choose it, and it is who they love, and they just love people. And I think it kind of diminished what being bisexual is, and I felt like it was on purpose because that is what Spike Lee's understanding of it. You know, like when someone's trying to understand sexuality and trying to understand how you could be gay or understand how you could be bi, because they don't understand because they're staunchly hetero, which I don't necessarily know that everyone is staunchly hetero. Some people I think might be, but like I think that a lot of people live on different scales. Like I think that everything is a spectrum. Sexuality, gender, I think is all a spectrum. And so you could like not want to settle, or, you know, you don't see yourself, you're not attracted to women at all, or you're not attracted to men at all, same sex, you're not attracted to same sex at all. But like you can see how someone of a same sex could be beautiful or seen as attractive. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like all like, oh, I don't see them or whatever. And so anyways, I just felt like the Nola Darling character made it seem like, you know, it was just like an over exaggeration of her circumstance. I also felt like the whole thing with the butt injections was important up until the point where she was on stage and she like dropped down and her butt exploded. Like, but everything up until that I thought was interesting. I don't know. It was just like, it does some things and then it pulls back and then I'm not interested anymore. Okay, so the next topic that we're going to talk about is Nessa versus Janelle, which is Teen Mom 2. And let me tell you that I have not watched an episode of Teen Mom since like, I don't think ever. I think maybe I caught like a little bit of an episode at one time. There was people yelling at each other, and I was like, I'm not into this. So I don't know. Somebody wanted me to talk about this, and I've been seeing it all over social media, but I don't know exactly what happened. I'm going to specifically talk about Nessa and Janelle. I don't know what Janelle did, like as far as in her home life, but I do know that camera crews aren't filming at her house because her husband threatened producers. I do know that she came to this reunion and Nessa is the host, and Nessa came after Janelle because Janelle tweeted some stuff about her boyfriend Colin Kaepernick, and Janelle wasn't prepared to react or respond to it. So she got upset and started crying and left the set. And then it took Dr. Drew and her manager and her mom to get her back on set to finish talking to Nessa. Again, Nessa is the host of the like reunion episode. And so Nessa says to her, on your Instagram or on your Twitter was this post about my husband and what my boyfriend Colin and what he's doing. And it's hurtful because you've hurt me and my family because you have such a large influence. And Janelle says, I didn't write that, and I don't know what you're talking about, and I barely even know what Colin did. I just knew he kneeled at a football game and that my husband didn't like it. And then, you know, Dr. Drew explains to her what happened. And Nessa says, like, it doesn't matter that it wasn't you didn't do it. It was on your Twitter. So you are responsible for it. And so that's why I had to call you out on it. And Janelle says, well, why did you have to call me out on it in the beginning of the episode or beginning of the reunion special? Like, why couldn't you wait till the end? She's like, because that would have been mad fake for me to sit up here and have this conversation with you when this whole time, all I'm thinking about is how you were talking shit about my boyfriend. Does that seem, you know, doesn't that make sense? And I don't know what Janelle's response was because she was just crying. She had her mom sitting next to you. Apparently it was a big deal that her mom was sitting next to her. So girl, I don't watch the show, but somebody wanted me to talk about it. And I just think that, like, I don't care. If it was on your social media, you need to own up to it. Like, she should have done her research, figured out who Colin Kaepernick was, and then be able to, like, defend herself. Can you guys hear that? It's the cable guy. Cable guy. Okay. What are you guys saying? Butt explosions. Yeah, girl. Punky Reggae Party. You gotta watch the first season if She's Gotta Have It. Girl, she's getting illegal butt shots and they are hurting her and messing up her whole entire body. But she's like a stripper or something, or a dancer or something, girl, and she just really wants a fake ass butt. She gets this fake butt and she's on stage and she's moving around, she's dancing, and then she goes into a split or something, and all you see is the audience sitting there and like butt syringe goo like flying into the air. So we just assumed that her butt exploded. mean, the pain you must be in. How do you even put that shit back together? It's like Humpty Dumpty. All right. So let's see. What else? The next thing is, I'm sorry. I'm going to my Instagram to see what you guys put because I got some good ones. Oh, KKK in Ohio. So, and thank you, Lola. Again, that was Lola. Pierre put some stuff. Oh, and Gorge Jess said something about Janelle. Kiere said abortions in Alabama and women's right. Gorge Jess. Yeah. So thanks, you guys. All right. So KKK. So apparently the KKK was going to have a rally in Dayton, Ohio, and only 9 people showed up. Hi. And only 9 people showed up, and they ended up spending like, I wrote it down. Oops, I didn't write it down. There goes my coconut water. Ended up spending $650,000 on security, and only 9 members of the KKK showed up to the rally. But they had to spend that much money on security because 350 police officers there were to stop and to, manage the counter protesters. So could you imagine? I mean, it's really great that Dayton, Ohio stepped up and they had all the police there to stop any possible friction that could have happened. But $650K on a rally that only had 9 fucking racists show up. What's up with Tariq's home state, home city? Speaking of Tariq from 90 Day Fiance, girl, somebody straight up snitched me out. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, so it's just funny. But I don't know if you guys remember that I put up this funny thing about Tariq. If you guys are my 90 Day Fiance audience, I put up on Instagram Tariq because he's wearing this crazy outfit with like a rabbit fur collar and like lambskin jacket with like a hat. And I like made several videos like laughing at his outfit and pretending to be different characters. Somebody emailed it to him or somebody like put it in his DM and he's like, I know. And I was like, literally I put it up 4 weeks ago. So the fact is that he's just getting around to seeing it is hilarious. And then he like, is like, you just couldn't help yourself. I'm gonna tell you right now that I'm an OG in the way I dress, blah, blah, blah. And he, and it's all in love or whatever. Like he and I, like we've only interacted twice, but it's been positive, even though I'm making fun of him. Like I'm making fun of him and he responds and he takes it in kind. And so like for me, Tariq I will always have Tariq's back. But anyway, so he linked me to this new music video he has up that Ricky produced. And I was just like, oh God. So I'm going to shout it out in my 90 Day Fiance video because I'm like, whatever, like his other video, the one he wrote about Hazel, it got like, I think like 3,000 views because of me. So I want to send some views his way. I think it's all in good fun. And like, he likes to rap. Like I want to support a Black man in his rap career. Except for River. But it's not a career. He's doing it for fun. And so I like that. But anyways, so going back to the KKK. So the reason why I say that is because Tariq is from Dayton, Ohio. And his rap name is like Dirt Deo. Going back to that. A Klan rally? I mean, my thing is if you're going to have a Klan rally, have it like in the backwaters of whatever. Like if you really want to have a rally where you and your racist brethren can get down, have your conversations, you know what I'm saying? And like eat your, I don't know, mayo sandwiches. Like have it in like backwater something so that you can all go in glory and that there won't be like counter protesters. Because I agree with their right to get together. That is their right as American citizens. It's not their right to invoke terror, which they have done in the past. It's not their right to kill, which is what they've done in the past. But to like gather, come on, focus. There it goes. It's your right to gather, and I agree with that. But in order to like save the city some money, if you could gather in like Billy Joe's backyard, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of like Mulberry County, that would be better for you and everyone. People would save money, nobody would die, and y'all could hoe down and talk about hate and Jesus all you want, you know? There were protesters there. That was the thing. I think I read that there were protesters there, but only 9 racists. Okay, so let's go to the comment section. I'm going to read Joe D'Angelo. Janelle does this all the time. She should own it. Or she's a keyboard warrior crap. What is this? Oh, yeah, keyboard. And then Christy says, I agree. It's on her page, so she should own it. Punky Reggae Party says, wait, what? Is this the show, the movie? Lord. I don't. Mika Hart says, what about the Chai and Jason Mitchell? Oh, yeah, girl. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Jason Mitchell, who played Eazy-E in Straight Outta Compton, right? The movie Straight Outta Compton, who I was like, this is a rising star. He's a really great actor. Apparently, he got kicked off the Chi for sexual harassment or some kind of harassment. I don't want to say sexual. Some kind of harassment or unbecoming behavior with several cast members. I didn't delve into it to see what was up because girl, how many times can you hear about people being inappropriate? But anyway, so I didn't delve into it to see what exactly and who he did it to. But isn't that crazy? Like I'm glad that there are consequences for that kind of behavior, because I heard that there was like in the 90s, there was all kind of harassments going on all of my favorite shows. And, people wanted to keep their money and live their lives and not have to deal with it. But now we're at a time where like you can come forward and say, hey, this person's being inappropriate, and like a person gets let go. So I always think it's appropriate to give people an opportunity to correct behavior. So like if I'm being bothered at work by somebody who is insisting that I smile, which is my life, because people at my job feel like I should smile. And I feel like I don't work at Disneyland and I don't get paid to smile. I mean, I could smile, but I don't get paid to smile. Okay. I get paid to answer your questions and solve bigger issues that you have no idea that I'm solving. But it's okay. I'm in HR, if you're wondering. And I feel like I'm that like mean HR lady who's like, how can I help you? And I don't want to be, but I'm just like, girls, tell me what you need and go. Tell me what you need. Okay, you need it? Great. I have an answer. I'm gonna answer your question real quick. Can I do this? No. That's my answer. But no, you asked me, you said you wanted to answer a question real quick, and you asked me the question, and I gave you the answer. Next. No, but let me hide this person. Yeah, but anyways, so I just feel like let's not, in Dayton, Ohio, let's not waste people's money. And then back to Jason Mitchell, I feel like you need an opportunity to be able to correct behavior. So if he was bothering somebody and that person or somebody spoke to him and said, hey, leave these people alone, he continues to do it, then you got to go. You got to go. Okay? You got to go. So it's good. Let's see. Punky Reggae Party, his co-star girlfriend was one of the people. Oh, shit. Girl, it was sexual harassment. Bad advice when they fraternize women and animals get abused. Don't know what that means. All right. So you look better when you smile. I feel like I want to do a whole video about men telling women to smile, or anyone telling women to smile. Like there's like a psychology that's behind it that I don't understand. I've tried to have a conversation with a stranger about it. Like the stranger was like in the grocery store and he was like, girl, you should smile. And I was like, why? And he was like, because, you look so much better. He said that you look better when you smile. And I was like, how do you know what I look like when I smile? He's like, everyone looks better when they smile. And I was like, but what if I'm having a bad day? And he's like, well, if you smile, then it's better. And I was like, but would you say this to a man? And he was like, then he got upset and he was like, well, you just try to like make a stranger smile, And I was like, but it's not your job. And if that stranger doesn't want that or need it or care to hear about it. And like, also, would you do it to a man? That's the thing. So my thing is, if you wouldn't tell a man to smile, don't tell me to smile. Because I don't owe you a smile. And nor does any woman, nor does telling anyone to smile when they're not smiling make them feel better. Pay their bills and then see me smile. Thank you. Buy these groceries I'm about to buy. Then you can get a smile. Okay. Anyways, so what does it say? What are you guys saying? Girl, I can relate. I work in the HR world. Espacia. Oh my God, I'm in HR too. And a lot of times I don't care. Sabine! It's don't care, because I do care and I do want to help people and I do want to solve problems. The problem is that there is this idea that because I'm HR, that I work for them and that they own me and that they can come to me and yell at me and be angry at me for ruining their lives, when I'm like, you are the one who did not do this. You're the one who didn't check your email. You are the one who didn't answer your phone. You are the one who did not manage your time effectively. And now you've laid it at my feet to solve your problem. And I'm like, I'm solving 1,000 people's problems right now. And yours is not at the top of my list. You know who's at the top of my list? The person who is out on a leave of absence because they're having like chemotherapy and I'm trying to save their job. I'm trying to make it so that they can come back and that and I'm making sure that their paperwork isn't okay. Like the people who, like, that is who I'm worried about. I'm not worried about the person who can't do their time correctly. So I need to give you all the good feelings and make you feel warm and fuzzy because I don't know why. So glad I work at home and only people on my do dog. Accountability across the board. I smile once, pay the rent. I'll smile once the rent is paid. Thank you, Monica, girl. All right, I think I gotta go now. It's 26 minutes. I'm glad that I made this 30-minute one. I can't say I'm gonna come back on because I have to film 90 Day Fiance and then start to edit it. But maybe I'll do something later on in the week, like on Friday, if I can do it, and talk about more of the topics that I got in here and see what you guys have to say. Thank you for the Annie reference, Tiana. Without a smile, dee, 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 dee. Who cares what they're wearing from Mayfair or Salville Row? Is what you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe that matters. And now the lovely whatever sisters. Oh God, you guys don't need me to go in on Annie. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys go right here, and I'm gonna try to get on later on this week. Going ahead, if you guys are watching this live, not live, leave a comment down below. Let me know if there's something I didn't talk about, or you want to expand on topics I talked about in this video. Don't forget to check the merch that I have down below if you would like to purchase something. And that is it. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. It's what you wear from ear to ear to ear.